$40 grand to pay off credit cards. LendingClub.com/sports. LendingClub.com/sports. All loans made by WebBank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. With that, we go to New York City. My guy, via the Cowherd Global Satellite Network, Chris Broussard. All right, I said to open my show today, I said, listen, Tom Brady has receivers. He wants them to get to a spot or he gets frustrated. LeBron wants you to hit shots or he gets frustrated. He's a great passer. I watch the Lakers outside of Brandon Ingram. I don't see a lot of pure shooters. What do you make of the obvious issue here with the Lakers? LeBron's going to pass the ball to a lot of guys who won't reward him with a three-point shot.
Well, here's the thing, and LeBron alluded to it last night. He said this team was handpicked. LeBron was in cahoots with putting this team together. Michael Beasley, Lance Stevenson, Rajon Rondo, JaVale McGee. LeBron wanted those guys, and he knew they weren't shooters. He wanted them because they were versatile. They could defend, switch defense. They could switch on defense, and they're playmakers on offense. So LeBron wanted this type of team. So what you're alluding to is a problem if LeBron's going to play as he always has, bringing the ball up the court 65% of the time, penetrating, and looking to kick out to shooters. I believe LeBron's going to play differently, and you saw it last night. He was off the ball a lot. This season, LeBron should be off the ball and in the post more than he has in his entire career. And the people around LeBron tell me, look, he will get off the ball and let someone else handle it if he trusts their decision-making. That's why he got Rajon Rondo, because he trusts Rondo with the ball, and maybe he'll grow to trust Lonzo with the ball. So if LeBron plays off the ball on the wing, on the pinch post, on the block, then he can be effective and they can be effective. Remember, the Spurs have been effective the past few years, not a championship team, but around 50 wins without being a prolific three-point shooting team. Memphis, a couple years ago, a really good team, 50-some-odd wins without having good three-point shooting. Oklahoma City's done it too. So the Lakers can still be good without great three-point shooting if they do something else well, and that will be running the floor with Rondo, Ingram, LeBron, Lonzo. Each of them can get the ball on the rebound and push it, and that's what the Lakers are going to have to do to make up for their lack of three-point shooting. Lonzo, ball's bigger, still can't shoot. How's that going to work with LeBron? Well, look, the best thing Lonzo can do is work on his shooting. He has everything else. He's a good defender. We know he can obviously pass. He can rebound the basketball. But when there's going to be times this year where he needs to be able to spot up and catch and shoot. That's what he has to work on. But look, Lonzo, I don't think we're going to be talking about Lonzo a lot this year.
Wow.
I think if there's a duo with the Lakers that you're going to talk about, it's not going to be LeBron and Lonzo. It's going to be LeBron and Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, I agree.
Ingram is the next guy.
Yeah.
Again, the LeBron and the people around him, they're looking at Ingram like, this is a direct quote, he could be LeBron's Scottie Pippen. And if you look at Pippen with Jordan, Pippen grew into a star. He wasn't a star immediately. He learned from Michael. He learned from being around Michael and his practice habits. He earned Michael's respect and grew into a star. Ingram is a lot closer than Pippen was when he first started playing with Jordan. But Ingram, learning from LeBron, learning from his work habits, he can develop into that second star. We're all saying, who's going to be the second star to join LeBron with the Lakers? Ingram could emerge into that guy.
Yeah, I think LeBron's going to average 27.5, and I think Ingram's going to go up to about 21, 22. I think actually Kuzma's closer to his ceiling. He played longer in college. I think Ingram's the second guy, and I don't think it's that close. All right, we got Barnyard Musical. Jimmy Butler now. Yesterday went to practice. He's been holding out. He yelled at coaches, yelled at the GM, yelled at teammates, and I just kind of roll my eyes, and I'm like, Jimmy, you got to have help. If you think you're going to go to Brooklyn and win any games, I mean, I called a source I trust last night, and the source said 2 years ago he was in the Olympics, and he was trouble, and he didn't fit. And that team had Boogie Cousins, Kyrie Irving, Draymond Green, and guys didn't really put their arms around Jimmy, that he can be a little off-putting and a little egocentric. What do you make of that circus yesterday?
Well, look, there's a few things. One, the New York Knicks haven't called the Minnesota Timberwolves about Jimmy. And that's one of the teams on this list. Now, I'm not saying they wouldn't take him, but they're not going to bend over backwards and break up a young nucleus or whatever just to get him. So that kind of plays into what you said about the Olympics. But also, I was talking to an executive yesterday, and he said a lot of them have this saying around the league. In the NFL, you hold out. In the NBA, you act out. You can't hold out in the NBA because of the collective bargaining agreement.
Right.
But if you want to get moved, you act out. You become such a problem, such a distraction that the team is like, look, we'll move you. We'll get rid of you. I don't mind Jimmy Butler wanting to go elsewhere. He's actually doing the Timberwolves a favor by telling them so early, look, I'm not going to re-sign with you, so get what you can for me now. What I don't like Butler, from what I hear of Butler, is him saying it's all about winning. It's not all about winning when you're talking about going to Brooklyn, the LA Clippers, or the New York Knicks, or the Miami Heat even. Now, you can say Brooklyn, the Clippers, and the Knicks might have cap room to add another star. Maybe, who knows? They might not get another star. And Miami won't have that room. You go to Miami, you're first or second round out every single year for the rest of your prime. Meanwhile, you've got a top 3 big man in the league in Karl Anthony Towns. You've got a really good third option in Andrew Wiggins and some good role players, Jeff Teague and so on and so forth, and you won out. That team could be a factor in the West if Butler's there. They can't win it, but they can be as good as just about anybody outside of Golden State and Houston. So I don't want to hear it's about winning. And furthermore, if it's about winning, Jimmy, be a leader. Karl Anthony Towns, yeah, he's got warts. Andrew Wiggins, he's got warts. But teach them. Jimmy wasn't a finished product when he stepped into the league as a young guy. Teach them how to win. Make them tougher. Give them a motor. And that's because if it was about winning, you wouldn't be looking to leave Minnesota to go to Brooklyn or some place like that.
Couple of minutes left. Kevin Durant, report yesterday. This is his last year with the Warriors. Buy it?
Yeah, I do. I've even been told a few weeks ago that there are people within the Warriors organization that are preparing for, Durant to move on after this year. And here's what I say. The Warriors should go out with a bang.
Yeah.
Go out, try to win 74 games, and, of course, the championship. That way they could be reputed as the greatest team of all time. I don't want to see just 63 wins and a championship. We've seen that before. Go out, win 74, and then you can lay claim to being the best team ever. And it's not about wasting minutes, because when they won 73, Steph, Draymond, Clay, they didn't play a ton of minutes. They were in the low 30s, as they always are. This team could be in the low 30s minutes-wise with their stars and still push to win 74. Michael Jordan had one other star, Scottie Pippen, and he pushed through mentally and physically to win 72 games in a championship. With 4 stars, you could do it. So that's what I want Golden State to do. Have history out there as a motivating factor for you, and go out with a bang and prove these millennials right that you're the best team of all time.
Man, I love me some Chris Broussard. He and Rob Parker, Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. You look good. You look rested. Look at you. You're ready to.
I feel good, Colin.
Yeah. You're growing a beard right now. You look like $1 million right now.
I'm thinking about my wife told me I look like Sean Connery with it, so that was all I needed to hear. So things are good at home, so I might keep it.
Good talking to you, buddy. Chris Broussard.
All right.
I love that guy. That's funny. Bucky Brooks last hour, one of my favorite guests, former NFL player, scout. He's just great. So he's going to – boy, was Greg Cosell great today too? Good Lord. That was just 10 minutes. My brain expanded. Now, tomorrow, you know what tomorrow is, Joy? Blazing 5. Tonight, Giants-Eagles on Fox. That's a fine network. And then tomorrow I do the Blazing 5, and it is tasty. I think this weekend we're going to have some. Now, last weekend I bet I went 3-2, so I took underdogs. Now on Monday night I got burned, but I'm doing a lot of underdogs this weekend. I'm telling you right now. I think it's
some juicy stuff.
I'm going to tell you. Greg Cosell talked about this. The Chiefs and the Rams, and they are fun to watch. I think it's very possible both go down this weekend. And I think the way to beat the Rams is the way to beat the Chiefs. Turn around, hand the ball off, 4 yards, 4 yards, 4 yards.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
And you have Jared Goff watching the game. And when you make a young quarterback get off the field, they get out of rhythm. You sit in the bench for 7.5 minutes. You have long drives. So I think it's going to be a very eventful weekend. But I do think some of the big dogs in the league, and by the way, I think the Steelers now, everybody's selling all the Steelers stock. Just remember this about the Steelers. They get to the quarterback. In the NFL, if you have a good quarterback and you get to theirs, you're eventually going to end up as a playoff team. Everybody's selling the Steelers stock. I watched them against Atlanta. They have revved up their pass rush. So before you sell all that stock on the Steelers and before you buy all your Rams Chiefs stock, I think you could have a very interesting weekend coming up. How do you get ready to go out? Do you do the feet, the hair, the teeth? Well, do it with Dollar Shave Club. Right now they have a $5 starter set. Everything you need to go out on the town. Product ship at the normal price. Get yours at dollarshaveclub.com/